For this section, we're going to cover questions 3 through 6. Examine the graph of A of L. For what values of the length is the area increasing, and for what values of the length is the area decreasing? So looking at this picture, what part of this graph is increasing, where the values are going up? Between here all the way to here, right? And then what happens, this is increasing. What happens at this point all the way down to here? We call this decreasing. All right. So it says what values of the length. So then remember, that's my x-axis. So we've got increasing from 0 to 80. We've got it decreasing from 80 to 160. Let's take a look at 4. Describe the point where the area changes from increasing to decreasing. What is that point where my area starts to change from increasing to now it's going down? This point right here. What is that point? This is called my vertex of the parabola. And in this particular picture, this is a maximum. So here for 4, that is vertex of a parabola. And it actually represents a maximum. Use the table, the graph, and or the function to determine the reasonable domain and range of this function A of L. Describe each using words and an inequality. Let's take a look at my picture. What domain? What is the lowest x value that could be used for my length? What is the lowest length that we could have? We could have anything up to 0, but cannot be equal to 0. What is the greatest length that we can have? We can have up to 160, but not including 160, because remember, we're talking about lengths. And if the length is 0, that means there's not technically a rectangle. So we can go all the way down to 0 or all the way up to 160, but not including those values. So my domain is going to be 0 is less than L, which is less than 160. If I write this in word format, length is between 0 and 160 exclusive. Or you could say something about less than 160 and greater than 0 or something. Range. Can my range actually be 0? Remember, range is our area. Can your area actually equal 0? No. Can your area equal, what's the highest value? 6,400. Can it actually equal 6,400? Yes. So my range is 0 is less than, not equal to, less than A of L, which is less than or equal to 6,400. So we would say something about area is greater than 0, but less than or equal to 6,400. FIFA regulations state that the length of the touchline of a soccer field must be greater than the length of the goal line. Reason abstractly. Can Coach Wentworth use the rectangle that represents the area's largest soccer field? Explain why or why not. Now remember, the largest soccer field came from when your when your length was 80 and your width was 80. Can we use that soccer field? No. Because the largest area was when the length and width both equaled 80. But FIFA guidelines state length must be greater than width. Go ahead and take a moment to get questions 3 through 6 written down. And then on the next slide, you will see a debriefing question before we move to the next section.